Hi everybody, we're going to start our yoga class series, new series again. We've got I think about 14 or 15 yoga classes uploaded from when we closed for COVID to now and throughout the summer. So we're going to be starting our new series for 2021. We're going to begin today in a seated position. If you can do a kneeling position, this is a great posture to be starting in. That's called hero's pose or Virasana. If you wanted to start in a cross-legged position, so a Sukhasana, nice, easy, comfortable cross-legged position. If you have issues in your knees, you could always extend one leg out or the other. And then by all means, if you do have props at home, I try not to use props in the videos just because not everybody has props available to them at home. But if you do have props at home, please, I encourage you to use your props now, using a zafu underneath your bum for elevation in your hips, so it takes and relieves pressure off of your pelvis. You could also use a yoga block. So if you were to use a yoga block, you would sit under the yoga block in your kneeling position, and this would be a nice, comfortable place for you. We are going to start in hero's pose if this is attainable for you. Otherwise, please go back to your cross-legged position. We're going to allow ourselves to just drop our hands down by our sides, palms meeting to the earth today. Closing the eyes, drawing that deep breath in, and feeling it elevating through the crown of the head and then beyond, lengthening. Feeling that expansiveness through your whole body, outwardly, beyond the measurements of your flesh. And then exhale fully and completely, feeling your spine shifting down. As you're exhaling, just feeling the base of your spine dropping down into either hitting the block or the zafu or towards your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the body fully and completely. And then exhale, soften and release the breath down. Okay, bring your awareness to the one hand. So just the hand, I've got my fingers dancing. Go ahead and look to see. We're going to mirror each other's pose today. Okay, so that hand is going to stay onto the floor and then raising the other hand up overhead. Inhale, lengthen through the arm and then anchor through the hand that's closest to the floor. Anchor through that shoulder. And then exhale, just drawing yourself over to the side, maybe sliding that arm out, bending into the elbow, and just feeling yourself creating almost a C-like shape. Palm facing down to the earth, palm facing down to the earth. Good. Inhale, come all the way back to center and releasing the other hand back down to the earth. Give your fingers a little dance on the floor, so then that allows yourself to bring awareness into the ends of your fingertips where there's lots of energy. And then inhale, drawing that other arm up. As you inhale, lengthen through this arm, anchor, release down through the other shoulder. And then slowly exhale, sliding that hand out just a little bit, creating that effort into the C-like shape that you're creating with your arms, and feeling that lateral flexion through the side of your waist and through the rib cage. Inhale, let's come back to center, and we'll roll the shoulders gently. Good. From here, let's inhale, draw the arms up overhead in mountain pose, and then exhale, slowly bringing the hands to meet behind the crown of the head. As you bring the hands behind the crown of the head, exhale, and bringing the elbows in towards one another. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, dropping the chin down in towards the chest, and just a slight pull with the thumbs at the occipital bone or the occiput, just pulling down gently, getting that nice stretch to the nape of the neck. Good, and then inhale, drawing all the way back up and expanding the arms outwardly. Let's exhale and rotate to the side. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, rotate to the side. Good. Inhale, back to center. You'll notice one side's easier than the other. It always is. Good. And then exhale, bringing the elbows in again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and pull down. Think of pulling the elbows towards your thighs. Really getting a nice back stretch here. Yeah, let's inhale. Come all the way back up. And exhale, releasing the arms down. Let's roll the shoulders. We're gonna do one more rotation while we're here in hero's pose or cross-legged position. Take your opposite hand to the opposite outside of your thigh. So if you're sitting in a cross-legged position, that hand is still reaching on the outside of the thigh. So you're getting that torso rotation in the upper chest. Sweep the other hand behind you, keeping it as close to your back as possible, maybe even using your forearm as a prop on your spine. Inhale, lift up, press down through your back arm, and then exhale, turn and rotate, using slight pressure against the thigh to elevate the twist, bringing out the spine. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back to center, sweeping that other hand around to the opposite thigh, sweeping the other hand behind the body, using your forearm as your prop. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale into the twist. Look over the shoulder. Good. Inhale, come all the way back to center. We're going to begin our practice today in downward facing dog. So as you curl your toes under, walk yourself back, and stretch yourself out into downward facing dog. So as you're in downward facing dog, we really want to apply principles here. So hands should be evenly spaced, feet should be hip width apart, and we're just going to gently bend into the knees, sending the tailbone high, and then pressing the heels towards the earth. Bend into the knees, the heels will lift, and your rib cage will drop back onto the thighs, and then press down into the heels. I'm going to turn the camera, or turn the yoga mat, just so you can see that position. We're going to do that a couple of times here. Okay, so you're in downward facing dog. We're going to bend into the knees, pressing the tailbone back, and then shifting the weight into the heels and stretching out through the calf muscles. So bend into the knees, stretch back, then press down through the heels. Let's do that one more time, okay? So bending into the knees, pressing the tailbone back, and then stretching out through the heels. Now, as we're in this process, we're going to shift all the weight. So we're going to do a tripod down dog. When we do a tripod down dog, we're going to put one foot up towards the ceiling, and the other one, the heel will actually press down towards the floor. So we want to really create that length and that stretch. From this pose, we're going to allow ourselves to bend into the knee, and so we're bringing the heel towards the buttocks, and then extending it back out towards the ceiling. Okay, we'll do that 2 more times. One more, please. Good, and now rotating in that ankle forward and back. Good, and now just a little circle of the leg, and switch directions. Release that right leg down or the left leg down, whichever one you started with. Push down through the heel, lengthen and lift the opposite leg up. Good, and now we're going to bring that heel towards the buttocks and then extend it out. Heel towards the buttocks, extend it out. One more, please. Heel towards the buttocks, extend it out. Rotate in the ankle, forward and back. And now full leg circumduction. Just 3 to each direction. Just feeling yourself moving the body. Okay, and then releasing the leg down. We're going to drop back down onto the knees and shift the weight back so that you're moving into downward facing dog. I'm going to turn the camera, or turn the yoga mat again, so then that way we're facing towards one another. All right, I'm just going to shift this little sweatshirt off, and we're going to get warm. So this is a hip opening series. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we are opening up lots through the hips. So you are in downward facing dog or child's pose right now. From this posture, we're going to take it back up, curl the toes under, lift and lengthen into our down dog. And again, we're going to mirror each other's pose. So I want you to start with this side of your body, mirroring my pose, please. So if that's your left side or your right side, you're going to lift that leg up towards the ceiling and then look to your hands. Where your eyes go, your body will flow. So you're going to bring that foot all the way through between the hands. Now, if that doesn't happen in one foul swoop, what you'll do is drop down onto the other knee. So you'll drop down onto the other knee and then bring the foot forward. Try to course for that foot to come forward. Knee is going to be in line with the ankle. That's all that's important here. Then you'll shift the back leg, foot flat, and then come up. Okay, as you come up, you'll feel that external rotation in that knee. Center that. The hips and the pelvis should come forward. We're taking the arms up overhead and we're finding our warrior one. Sink down. Base of your spine is going down, but not forward, okay? So you're shifting that weight into your warrior one. From that warrior one, we're gonna exhale, bring the hands on the inside of that leg, okay? Inside of that leg, stretch out. Now, what I want us to do is take that mat and flip it over so you got some extra cushioning on the back knee. Perfect. From here, stay here if this is enough for you. If you want a little bit more, heel toe that foot a little bit wider, please. So you've got a little bit of extra playroom in your hip flexor. And now if you decide to go a little bit further, we're going to send that energy down into the forearms. So we're dropping down onto the floor. Good. Taking a nice steady breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Good, and then slowly, let's bring that back up. Okay, extend the mat out. And then from here, we're taking the leg back. From that pose, we're gonna lower ourselves down onto the knees. So this is an 8-point position, lowering down. Good, and from here, elbows meet the floor, align with the shoulders, and come up into our Sphinx pose or Cobra. Press into the hands and lift up into a deeper Cobra. Beautiful. All right, let's exhale, release it down and push back into the hands and drop back into our child's pose or our downward facing dog. So second variation of that, I'm going to turn my mat again. So then that way you have a view from both directions, doing both one side and then the other. All right, let's take ourselves into downward facing dog. Okay, from downward facing dog, we're taking the opposite leg up to the sky now. Look to the hands where your eyes go, your body will flow. Bring the foot forward between the hands. Perfect. Now from here, allow yourself to turn the back foot flat. Walk it all the way up. Make sure that your shoulders are in line with your hips. Your knee is in line with your ankle. And then we're drawing those arms up overhead in warrior one. As you're finding yourself in warrior one, you're using a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then exhale. Hands go on the inside of that leg. Good. And then drop down. We can take that knee to the floor. And if we want to add extra cushion, drop that mat over so that we've got extra cushion. Heel toe your foot a little bit wider. And then dropping down onto the forearms to get that full effect in the stretch in the hip flexor. And then slowly coming up, that mat back over. Good. And then right from here, we're going to take and bring that left foot back. Find yourself in plank pose. Exhale, lowering down, 7-point position. Inhale, soft cobra, or you can do it on the forearms. And then press up deeper into a deeper cobra. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes under, lift and lengthen back up into your downward facing dog. Good, finding that nice stretch. All right, we're gonna take ourselves into our next series. So we're gonna work into some more standing postures. All right, I'm just gonna turn that mat again. So you're in downward facing dog. We're gonna take that same foot that we started with, bring it forward between the hands, turn the back foot flat. Inhale, come up into the strong warrior, and then open up into the warrior two. Good, as you open up into the warrior two, straighten out the front leg. Good, and then exhale, find yourself in triangle pose. Inhale, come all the way back up, bend into the front knee. We're gonna bring the back hand forward to meet the front. The prayer hands will meet the back heel. You've got to lift off that back heel, push, bring it all the way forward and wrap it around. Take the arms out to your side. Good. And now take that left arm underneath the right, wrist cross, and then exhale, sink down. Good. Inhale, come up. Sweep that foot all the way back. Bring the hands down. Kick back. Inhale. Lower. Lift. Push back. Second side. Bring the leg up. Sweep it through. Turn the back foot flat. Inhale. Come up into the warrior. Open up into the warrior two. Straighten out the front leg. And drop into the triangle. Breathe it all the way back up to standing. Bring the back hand to meet the front. Prayer hands meet, back heel to lift. Bring it forward and wrap. Take the arms up, wrap, and exhale. Good, slowly come up. Take the leg back. Draw back into down dog. Good, from here, we're gonna take ourselves into tabletop position and cat and cow. Good, find that neutral back body, and now we're just gonna shift from side to side. Come back to center. We're going to take ourselves up into a kneeling position, hero's pose, bringing the arm behind us, and the hands are meeting. So we're going into what's called Gomukhasana, cow face pose with the hands. Good. Switch it out to the other hand. And now taking one leg out to the side, so our arms are going to extend out and draw out. Side ankle stretch. Okay, come back to center. Side ankle stretch. Oh dear. My dog is getting sick on the sofa right now. Yeah, I think she got too many Christmas cookies. All right, coming back to center, we're going to be in that kneeling position. I apologize, I have to clean up quickly. So we're going back to our kneeling position. Sorry, sweetie. All right, so when we go back to that kneeling position, so we just finished doing gate pose from side to side. From here, we'll be in a kneeling position. If kneeling is not for you, you can always take yourself into that zafu. This is a great way to stretch out through our quads. So we're just gonna lean back, take one leg up and lean back and drop down onto the forearms. I'm gonna just take that from a side view so that you can see the one leg is back and the one leg is up, and you're just leaning back, getting a stretch to the top of your quad, and then your TFL, so tensor fascial latus, so the part of your leg here, the muscle, that's always going to be really, really tight. And we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So bring that leg forward, shift that leg back, and lower down. Again, we don't need to stay here for too long. We do need to stay here for at least 3 to 5 breaths. And if you can stay here for 10 breaths, that's even more fantastic. Good. Let's go ahead and bring that back up. We're going to take ourselves back to our downward facing dog. So stretch it all the way back into a down dog. A little discombobulated today, I know. We're gonna bring that right foot forward between the hands, or left foot forward between the hands, whichever you'd like to start with. Turn your back foot flat, knee is in line with the ankle, please. And then inhale, come up into your warrior one. Good, from there, we're gonna take the arms out into our warrior two. And head to bound. So your arm goes on the inside of the leg to the outside and the back of the other leg. So we're getting that stretch through the hip opener. You're gonna bring the hand down to the floor, the other hand towards the ceiling. So you're getting that side stretch. And then from this pose, we're gonna bring the hand down on the outside of the leg. And if it's attainable, you can take it a little further, taking that leg out to the side. Bring that leg back. And we're taking that hand back and kick back. Release that leg down. Take it up into the other leg. Bring that leg forward between the hands. Turn the back foot flat. Inhale. Come up into your warrior one. Open up into your warrior two. Side angle pose. Full side angle pose. Bring the hand down. Hand goes on the outside and out. Take it back. Down dog. Good. We're going to take it down into a prone position. Lower down. Arms go back. Head goes up. Legs go back. Locust pose. Bring the hands by your side. Keep the legs lifted. Locust pose. Release the legs down. Bring the right hand back to reach for the right leg. Push the heel towards the buttocks. Good. Let's release. Do the same thing on the other leg. Good. And now, if it's attainable, we're going to do both. Taking both legs back and pulling back. And then working the heels towards the buttocks. Grabbing hold of the ankle and pulling back. And now taking yourselves. Spatsy, stop it! Ugh, she just vomited and she just licked my forehead. Yuck. Take it over to the side. And then over to the other side. See, this is real live recording. So I'm sure you have these crazy things happening at your house. Good, and then take it all the way back. Push into your hands. We're gonna take it back into down dog, back into plank. And then we're just gonna be working one leg up, lift and lower. 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. 3, 2, 1. Bring the right leg forward to the knee to the elbow. Other side. Good, and then bringing that leg forward into pigeon. We can take the other leg back and up. And then lengthen up. Walk it back and kick back. Release. Do the same on the other side. Legs up. Good. Okay. Plank pose. 1, 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. And 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Leg kick and through. Go back up. We're going to kick it back. release, and then hop the feet forward. Taking it into pigeon. Pigeon on the other side. And then fire log pose. Okay, then we're going to take ourselves into an inversion today. Inversions are not for everybody. I am going to turn my mat in the direction. So if you are comfortable doing inversions, please omit doing this. If inversions are not for you today, go into bridge pose. Otherwise, today I am demonstrating shoulder stand. So you want to watch the video first and then do the exercise, because you don't want to move your neck when you're doing this exercise. You're going to roll over, take your legs up, and then walk it back. And then extend the legs up. When you're in shoulder stand, okay. Then from there, you'll take the legs back down. Bring your hands down to the floor. And bring your hands underneath you. You want to create a triangle underneath your low back to support you. And then bring your sacrum to meet underneath your hands. As you do this, you want to press into your elbows. And then as you're lowering your feet to the floor, it's like there's a string attached to your forehead, because you're going to bring the feet down, but it's going to lift you up. And now the feet, pardon me, feet are not on the video. Your feet have a string attached to them. So if you think of your head lifts up your heart, so there's a string attached to your heart and it pulls forward, you press into the forearms and pardon my belly sticking out. And then you draw your head back, and this helps open up your throat chakra. Good. Slowly from there, you'll lower yourself down and then extend and flop out. Relax your head gently from side to side. The importance of doing the inversions is we lead most of our life with logic and we lead little with heart. And some of us are so upside down that we lead everything with emotion. So we need to kind of invert ourselves once in a while so that both the heart and the head find balance. And we find balance right here at our throat center so that we're able to speak our truth. Sometimes this can get locked. And some of us, because where our throat center is, we might not be able to verbally communicate it, but our arms are an extension of our heart and our head. They're right in line with our throat center. So maybe you're a writer, and maybe you're able to write out how you're feeling more than how you can speak it, but it's able to come out. So I encourage you with your life lessons, whatever is happening in your life, to spend time doing your yoga practice, practicing inversions. Now again, I said inversions are not for everyone. So if you just finished doing that little demonstration, shoulder stand to plow, to fish, to shavasana. If those are not part of your practice, this may be your practice. And I'll demonstrate this now. Feet are flat, grab hold, lower down, walk your feet in, bridge pose. Lower down, legs up, so you're in happy baby's pose or a modified variation of happy baby's pose. This is your plow if you're not taking yourself into an inversion. And then legs go down, hands under the bum, and lift up into fish. Everyone can do fish pose. This is a great way to activate the thyroid and the parathyroid that's at the throat to regulate your metabolism. Awesome job. Please allow yourself to just drop your feet out, your feet flat, your hands by your side. And this is your today's practice. I hope you enjoyed all of our movements and our little theatrical event that took place in between. My poor little dog had too many Christmas cookies. When you are in your Shavasana, take a moment to just send appreciation. We often always focus on love, but love gets lost sometimes. We hear it so often. I love you, I love you, I love you. But when do we say, I appreciate you? I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of your flaws. I accept you for who you are. I love who you're becoming. And I appreciate the growth that you work on daily to become the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for doing your practice with me today, and we will see you again next time. Namaste.